Naked chicks are warm.
Welcome to the Unrelenting Show.
Hey, I was listening to that, man. What would you stop the music for?
We're listening to Africa by Toto, man. It's a great
love
tune.
Toto. I've got all those CDs, man.
They have a great bunch of musicians. People make fun of Toto, but it's like every one of those guys has played with everybody.
I think they're the best Toto cover band.
They are. They sound exactly like themselves.
I don't know about that, but they're pretty damn good.
That was was it Weezer that had Weird Al come out and they did Toto's Africa a couple of years ago. It was a great
I didn't
moment.
see that.
Yeah. Because Weird Al is a musician beyond all else.
Yeah, and I think that's something a lot of people miss by watching his videos, because he's a goof.
Yeah.
But if you've never watched any of his videos and you just heard the music, you realize how good he is.
And how versatile. How many different styles he and his band have covered.
It's all accordion, but yeah.
Well, you played the accordion, my friend. You are the accordion maestro of the show.
No, I like Weird Al. I've bought most of his stuff.
I've never bought an accordion. Yeah, I have most of his stuff. I didn't buy the big box set when it came out. But of course, then there are ways to, hey, matey, get it from the internet.
I didn't know he had a box set. I mean, I bought most of it through iTunes.
Yeah, he's got the big box set. Well, I liked when the movie came out, which was done by the Roku people. So it was very strange. It was only available in the United States, I believe. It was on the Roku channel. So a lot of people don't even know the Roku people have a channel.
I did not know.
Or what a Roku is. But,
and I think the song Aluminum is probably my favorite.
From Weird Al?
Yeah.
Aluminium,
yeah.
But when people were asking him, I think it was somebody from Australia on Twitter at the time, because it wasn't X yet. Was, hey, man, I can't see the movie. How would I see the movie? And he came up with this whole like cryptic, non-cryptic response, which was
pirated.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there's and they used VPN, but he made it into something else. And he's like, there's a torrent of ways that you can. It's like, Weird Al don't care. He just wants you to listen and enjoy the stuff. Watch the movie.
I think most musicians fall in that category because they make like a penny.
Right, because they're making more money if you buy a T-shirt.
Oh, way more. Yeah.
So they're like, come on, go ahead, pirate everything, but buy a couple T-shirts. We're good.
Yeah.
Come see us when we're out on tour if we actually play live. Which a lot of bands
I think
don't.
That was back in 22.
The movie, it was right around there.
Yeah.
It was weird times in America. Not sponsored by Olipop today.
No Liquid Death?
I went with Olipop today. I ordered some more Liquid Death from the My Chair. It was 20% off one case. So I'm like, I'll take one. Haven't had any coffee yet today, but I did take a B12, so we're trying to offset.
Okay. Oh, I should do that too.
Got to take the B12, and then in a little bit, I got the full thing of pills here.
Oh, I got like 2 pills left, man.
You bet. Well, refill. Aren't they on automatic refill?
I might forget to do that.
Got to do the auto refill. That's why I like going with Express Scripts. They just keep sending them.
Yeah, they do.
Whether you want the drugs or not, they're like, hey,
scam and a half.
Gonna send you some drugs. Gonna send you some more drugs. It's a beautiful thing.
make you a drug fiend. So, what was the music before Toto?
The Camouflage of Righteousness by the Little Steven. I did a whole random thoughts on that song back in the day.
Really?
Around episode like 30 or something. And Little Steven responded. It was great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Over on the Twitter, he's like, I think you spent more time analyzing the song than I took writing it. But I thought it was fantastic because Little Steven is a left-leaning, very much so, person. And I took his words and applied them to the Biden administration entirely.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is the beautiful thing about music, though, and interpretation. That, you say this, and you're saying it, that they give you, politicians and you think you have a choice. And you're saying it because, Republicans are bad. And I'm like, well, no, it's Democrats are bad. But I agree with what you said.
That's the issue with poetry, frankly, is that it's open to interpretation because it uses a lot of what's the word?
Vagity.
B12 hasn't kicked in yet.
No, you did the vagity.
I'm thinking of like illusion.
Yeah. Well,
and so that makes it. In fact, there's something that dude named Ben posted to our private chat that was one of these sort of like men need to be strong men and masculine and stuff, right? Which sounds really good. And then I dug through the context of it, and it was talking about Islam. I was like, yeah, I guess that's very applicable as well, because men need to make sure their women cover up, and if the bitch don't listen to you, you gotta slap her a little bit. And
Gene at SirGene.com, I believe, is a valid.
I'm repeating lyrics to a song, all right, but it's. It is funny how people can take things by not really knowing the context, take them as very like, yeah, man, this is, there was no World War II and stuff.
Right. And
it was just a misunderstanding, man. Hitler was right.
Okay, there's a nice. So everybody's like, oh, there we go. There we go. Finally getting the Jewish guy to admit. Can't really ask for much more than that.
Wouldn't that be funny if it turns out that Nick does his DNA test, turns out to be Jewish?
All these guys, man. I just can't even stand listening to anybody anymore, which is good because I just talk more than listen.
Yeah, you do that. Hey, I give you a big pitch about your 6,000 tunes you're going to be releasing.
Yeah, well, over 100. But I mean,
just the good old boys.
But here's the beauty of that. I'll have to listen to that, I guess, because
the
beauty of having 100 different songs is I've learned is there are so many different styles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't just release that one song. You wrote it as a country song. Fuck yeah, but it's heavy metal too, dude.
Well, it's easy to make any song heavy metal. Doesn't take much. 3 fucking chords.
But it's like it all works.
And a 4/4 beat. Yeah.
And it's amazing. I love the fact that it even, because for a lot of the stuff, they were, 80% finished. And I'm like, oh, what a bridge would work well there. So I just threw a bridge in. I mean, it takes me like 5 minutes to write a bridge. And you throw that in. And while that didn't exist in the original audio file I uploaded, it knows enough by the style to...
It can figure out where to put a bridge.
And how to transpose the music. It's not going to keep playing the same exact thing. It knows how to fit in with what you've already got. Because music is formulaic, I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
And that's what it's using.
Popular music absolutely is. I think it's... If you get into more esoteric music, it gets less formulaic, but pop music, absolutely.
Oh, and there were a couple of things that I had on tape, if you will. Actually, I think some of them did start on a 4-track. So it actually started on tape of me just noodling around, very stream of consciousness
Now,
lyrics.
I said you were noodling on the guitar. Was it guitar or piano?
Guitar.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
And the one with the 4-track, I mean, the fun thing was doing things like backward masking guitars and stuff like that. And so just flipping it over and recording it the other way and then trying to make it all work out. Then adding a lot of flange for some reason. I like flange.
That's called fuck around. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, do you hear that sound we're getting? Well, now that's basically what you get with Suno. And I agree, AI is ruining a lot of things. But for letting you hear what a very basic guitar, bad guitar could sound like is freaking awesome. I mean, if you are a songwriter and you're looking to sell your songs, I mean, the way they were, I don't think anybody would pay much attention to them. But this is where my original thought pattern was, hey, you're probably going to have like 5 or 10 songs that seem decent. And then it's like, no, it makes the shitty stuff sound good.
Well, and here's the thing. I was going through YouTube Music yesterday. At this point, my recommended list is about 45% AI music.
Well, you upload AI music, though.
YouTube has figured out that I consume AI music.
It's like, oh, he likes that. He wants some more.
And so and there's some really good stuff there, man. And they're like, people are, like that you click on that about thing. It's like premier AI generated label focusing on blah blah made by musicians with over 30 years of experience. I mean, that's it. We've jumped the shark here. And I'm trying to explain to my musician friends who don't listen to this show, unfortunately, that it at this point, dude, it's get over the AI music thing. It's an instrument. What you're pushing back against is a Moog synth. Congratulations. You don't consider it to be an actual instrument because you have too many wires to move back and forth, but that's where we are. So AI music is a fucking instrument right now. Can anybody get one and push some buttons and make noise? Yes. It still requires you to have good music to make AI music sound good.
Oh, I agree with that 1,000%.
Well, that's why I said it.
And I haven't done a lot because the results were horrible. But across it, now I have SuperGrok for 3 months. So I'm seeing what SuperGrok can do.
Well, that's what I pay for,
And you upload.
What'd you get 3 months of Grok with?
On X, they were like, oh, would you like to pay an extra $8 a month and get SuperGrok for 3 months? And like that's their premiere. So if I wanted to try to choose a different handle and stuff, allegedly it's going to give my post way more exposure. So we should be getting millions of people listening to the podcast.
Oh, it definitely does. Because I had it for a little while as well. And I noticed the number of "you're wrong" replies was way higher when I had SuperGrok than right now when I don't even have a blue check mark.
Right now, they're like, you don't even exist. We're not going to push nobody's going to see you. You got to give
There's no one disagreeing with me at all. It's amazing.
Yeah, nobody's saying you're right, though, either, which is the beauty of it.
That never happened even with SuperGrok.
There's at least
plenty of people saying I was wrong.
SuperGrok can do. But it cannot write lyrics. I mean, it come up with a few interesting things here and there, but uploading lyrics and doing stuff like, hey, can you make this better? You're a Nashville songwriter. And never was it making anything better. I mean, I'm not saying what it was starting with was even good at times, but it was unable to create, from my point of view anyway, song lyrics that were even decent enough to try to use.
Well, I wouldn't quite agree with that. But what I have said before, I think even on our show, is that if I use Grok, well, I don't even use Grok, I use other stuff. But if I use an AI to generate some lyrics, it's always lyrics based on text. It's not just original lyrics. And
Right,
I
you're
usually
giving it.
will end up changing about one word per line. So I'll leave a lot of its lyrics in, but I end up, because what it thinks rhymes doesn't necessarily, it's not exactly what I was trying to get it to say.
Right.
So I have to tweak every single line. But that's not a bad thing, because that's also the test of whether it's original music or AI music.
Right. You're like, well, hey, no, I changed one word on every line.
If you change a word a line, you have writing music. You're not generating music. Yeah.
And it's definitely giving you something in a format that you can use. This is also true writing fiction. It's like, this is now your first draft.
Exactly. What, and I wouldn't even call it, I would say this is your first rough draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. From that, you can go on to a normal draft, and that's even before your final draft. But it is a good organizer. That's what AI is generally good at. So let it, and this is true of writing other things, not just songs, obviously, as well. But some people like to write and then have the AI tweak it to maybe make it rhyme, or change the meaning to be, or not meaning, but change what you wrote to, for example, be in different styles, like motivational style or reflective style, or different styles of writing, depending on what you're trying to do. I'm a better editor than I am an original writer. So for me, it's always easier to give AI ideas, have it write something, and then edit the hell out of that. Because I trust my final edit a lot more than I trust AI. But it's funny, because there are people that are literally the exact opposite.
Yes.
They're great at just writing shit on a blank piece of paper, but they don't trust themselves to use all the right words, and AI will help them find those right words. So when they read it back with the tweaks that AI made, to them it sounds better. To me, it's always the other way around.
Oh, for me too. Yeah, I'm always like, no, it's ruining it. It's ruining it. Or it doesn't.
Well, it's not ruining. It's misunderstanding. I don't want to make it mad.
It never
I'm
understands.
AI.
That is the beauty of the whole thing as well, which for people, once they start getting into more of the weird minutia of the large language models and start messing around with things like temperature settings, it's like you have to understand that an AI doesn't know what word is next until it writes it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a big thought.
There's a video that uses the metaphor, which I think is a pretty good one, is when AI gives you an image, it doesn't know what the back of that image looks like. Whereas if you imagine something,
like, can't I have no inner,
or even if you're making a photograph of something in real life, like, you mentally have a picture in your head that is a full 3D scene.
I mean, you might, but I have nothing. I have darkness. I have blackness.
I forgot you told me this. You're missing this. You have a genetic defect in your brain. But
yes, exactly.
I'm sorry. But I don't mean to say, I mean to say, I know what that 3D image looks like.
Yes. Well, that's the intriguing thing. I think it is the latest video. There's a bunch of them. WAN, it's called WAN. And that's one thing that it does really well, which is kind of crazy to me. Because if you give it an image of somebody and say, make them spin around, it is legit. I mean, it's most of the time you're like, well, that seems right. It knows by the front.
Yeah, so that is true. It can do something like that. You can take a picture of somebody's looking for head on and say, show me that person turning or spinning or doing something, and it'll do it. The difference is that the AI isn't calculating all of that information when you first tell it to create the original image.
No, absolutely
not. It's only calculating that based on the perspective that you're describing,
right? As
or
needed.
one that it just picks, yeah. But it's not creating a 3D model for you that you can then tell it to zoom in, enhance, and turn.
Oh, you watching CSI? Zoom in. We got to see this license plate from 4 miles
zoom
away.
Into that, yeah. Zoom in on the razor blade in his razor, and that has a reflection of a mirror, which is looking out the window to a man holding a knife in a different building.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Enhance.
Yeah, enhance.
AI cannot do that yet. It
but
will
remember,
one day.
Blade Runner did it way before CSI.
Yeah, that's true.
That was where that originally came from, which was both predictive and was really cheesy when you looked at it.
But I'm with Adam Curry. AI is ruining the fun of the internet because everything's fake now.
It is all fake. Yeah. Well, I said about 40% of all the music I'm listening to on YouTube now is fake.
Well, it's real
really
music.
Fake though. It's
right.
Real music. Yeah.
But it's not trying to make you think it's something else. The people, and this is one of the first things that AI was really trying to pump out was like, oh no, these are like the lost Elvis Presley tapes, or it's like, no, it's not.
No.
But I can see where people are easily going to be fooled by that, and how would you know?
Right. Well, and some people are doing literally what you're doing. They're taking, well, kind of what you're doing. They're basically taking out of copyright lyrics, like from the 1950s, and then setting them to original AI music.
Well, you don't even need original music. If it's out of copyright, you could take that 1920s song and go in and go, well, make it a modern folk song. Make it. Well,
yeah. But one thing I stumbled onto accidentally was basically banned music that was, banned by the thought police from the 1950s.
Yeah, what was considered dirty in the 1950s?
Too lascivious. Yes, too dirty. Can't be talking about black people in a positive way, music.
It'll fool it. Like, wait, well, they couldn't say this on the radio? Why not?
Exactly. And then just putting that stuff out in a variety of different styles. And YouTube is obviously happy because they got original content now. Now, that stuff is, I think, perfectly good. What I don't like, what I would call schlock relating to AI, are the little info videos that seem to be also running on YouTube nonstop, which is essentially people in India or China or somewhere else that don't speak English telling AI to write a 7-minute dialogue for a video about the topic X, let's say guns.
Yes.
They make a video about guns that has an AI written script, an AI voice talking through it, and then after that's done, generate appropriate clips to show in the background while this is talking. And they've got this formula down pat. Like, they're cranking this shit out nonstop. And it is absolutely schlock and misinformation because it is written with zero expertise about a topic. It is just, they don't care if it's right or wrong. They're just generating video that can be uploaded to YouTube and start generating ad revenue.
Right. They want the click. That's it.
They don't care what it is, how right or wrong it is, how many people watch. They just care about how often, how much money they're getting off YouTube.
They need the views.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they're getting them. And it takes you it takes me somewhere around 15 seconds to realize this is AI schlock. This is not going to go anywhere good, and then turn it off. But since I have paid YouTube, those 15 seconds still generate them a penny.
Right. They're getting paid, and that's all it takes.
So it's like, God damn it. Even in the course of trying to figure out if it's a AI generated schlock or not, you still end up giving them a penny.
Everything is fake and gay. That is the problem. It's not going to get better.
I literally have that on my incoming text messages from Adam Curry.
He said
it's all fake and gay.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. In the case of Adam Curry, and to a much lesser extent, myself and my buddy Larry, who also do a clip show, it's getting to the point where you can't grab clips anymore.
Oh, no. What are y'all going to do without clips? Well, my gosh, you're going to have to talk.
You can grab them. And this is the nice thing about doing the shows with, what's this called? Mix. No. Yeah, I mean, no. Doing shows with you, that's great, Gene. But on Mix, it will show you exactly the running time of the files played. So I can go like our last Planet Rage was a little over 3 hours. The overall clips was just under an hour. So we still talked for 2 hours. There was just a little bit of clippage in there. But once you get to the point to where you can't tell whether it's legit or not, then you're going to people, and I think like Adam Curry, like, I feel like a fucking idiot if I play something and it's not legit because it's your job to know it's legit.
Yeah.
But what happens when, this gets way worse than it is now, which is probably going to be within 6 months?
Yeah.
Where things that look like legitimate news clips are nothing but AI generated slop.
Yeah.
It becomes impossible for people to understand the world around them. And I think that's a bigger problem than people even can.
And if it's
grasp.
hard for people that read news for a living, like Adam and to some extent you, that's a real problem because you imagine if it's hard for you, it's impossible for the guy that only reads news for an hour a day.
Right. So you're either going to buy into complete lies if you're paying attention, or you're going to be completely ignorant. Congratulations. Those are the only choices.
That's your two options. Now, guys like me, that the only reason I read news is to make fun of it. It really doesn't change anything.
No.
Trolling still works, even with AI schlock.
Even if it's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's wrong, then you lean into it. If it's right, then you make fun of it and point out that it's wrong.
You're like, can people believe this? No.
Yeah. So basically, to me, it's like it all turns into the Babylon Bee.
The whole world is, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's no difference.
And
it's all just a bunch of fake stories.
This is going to allow people to be placated. You think this work, just giving a screen to a kid works. Well, adults now, this has now brought it into a completely different realm, which is whatever you want to watch, whatever you want to listen to, you can just have the machine create it for you.
Yeah.
Like you have one favorite model, like you like some of those the gamer girls, Adrienne, what's her name? Well, you could just have 9 million images of her. The AI could do nothing but create new images and videos of the person that you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can put that person into every television show. You want to rewatch Friends, but replace Jennifer Aniston with...
Hey. We don't replace Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, wait, sorry. Maybe what if we replace her with the cute redhead girl that we talked about the other day? Can I think of her name now? From Swingers.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, now, see what I'm saying? Whole new world available.
I mean, okay, so given that that's an easy thing to do technically now, how long do you think it's going to be before studios are doing that to their own damn movies and re-releasing them and making more money?
Well, this is why, and this is so far down the interest train, as opposed to some of the modern artists that are selling millions of records downloads right now.
Yeah,
Waylon Jennings' son took a bunch of old recordings and released a little 10-song CD, and there's more in the archive. But everybody, well, not everybody, but there were enough people that were like, is this AI? And he specifically said it wasn't AI. And I watched a thread on one of these country music sites. People are like, well, why would we believe him? It's like, well, if you're not going to believe...
Is it too good? Is that what you're saying? Is that why it's probably AI?
I don't think it was because it was so good, but Waylon's been dead for, 20 years or so. So all of a sudden, it's like, here's new music.
Yeah, so what? There's
people
and apparently a bunch of Michael Jackson stuff that's still unreleased.
Oh, dude, there's Prince allegedly recorded nearly everything he ever did at his home studio, which means there are hard drives.
Paisley Park.
Like, God, I hope those hard drives...
He was my neighbor.
Do not go into bit rot before somebody can make sure all these things are saved for the world to listen to. But this is the generic response from people now. How do we know that's even real? Well, you don't.
Why do we care if it's real? To me, this is, again, a question similar to, well, if it's a record, it's no good because it's not real. I want to hear that actual orchestra in my ears, not some plastic piece of crap making noise. This is the same people. It's the Luddite factor. It's like people that won't embrace new technology that allows creatives to do creative shit.
Well, I would just hope that they would just label it as such. I have no problem if I do have one small problem. I would hope that the artist during their lifetime, which of course we don't have that because AI didn't exist when Sinatra and Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson were around.
Yeah.
I would hope that the artist would have to sign off on whether they wanted this to be done legitimately in their name.
Like Bruce Willis sold his digital right.
Yes.
Because he's got whatever disease and he's still alive, and he actually figured he's smart enough to have sold those rights for his estate to inherit. Well, really him to inherit, but they'll be passed on to the estate. So you may see more movies coming out with Bruce Willis in them forever.
Yes. In perpetuity.
In perpetuity, as they say. Exactly.
Like, why do we need new actors and actresses? We don't.
We don't. And I was watching actually a little documentary thing done on who was the bad guy in that Bruce Willis movie? The
Klaus, like Hans.
Yeah. Who's the actor? British guy.
I forget his name.
But he's like a famous
Zimmer
British actor.
That's the character's name, right? Was Hans Zimmer or something like that?
Yeah, that's a musician.
Hans Zimmer. It's all. My brain is AI. It's just going so fast, and I'm having hallucinations, and one word just comes out. That's how we do
those
the
are
show.
The best.
A lot of
when
people
AI
don't know.
Hallucinates. That's the best.
Unrelenting and AI have so much in common. We don't know what the next word is going to be either until it is actually
who
spoken.
Does? Now, the only difference is in my case, the word is in 3D.
Ooh, that's really cool.
It's still random.
It's very true.
That's why our podcast is called Random Thoughts.
You don't really think the whole sentence before you speak it, which is...
No, my mouth knows what's coming out before my brain does.
Sometimes
I've been accused of that, at least. Let's put it that way.
Gene's on automatic there. He's just going.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand why, if an artist wants that to happen, because the technology is there and it's going to happen. So I don't have any problem with new Frank Sinatra sounding songs, as long as they're labeled as such. And maybe that doesn't even matter, but it's like, I would just like to know, okay, is this real or is it something that was synthesized? They're both going to sound the same.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And that seems to be getting better and better and better.
And I think this is the other bit, is that right now, the people that have something to say about AI music, their main distinction isn't about the quality. Their main distinction is, was it made by a person or not?
Right.
And I again would submit that is the wrong question to ask, or it's irrelevant. It is literally like saying, well, you used a electric guitar instead of an acoustic guitar, therefore you're not actually doing music.
to produce it correct. Now, if you have the machine come up with the melody and the lyrics, that's a little different. It's not just an instrument. You're just having a song created.
Okay,
out
sure,
of thin
fair
air.
enough. Are you using a thesaurus when you write your songs, or are you just doing it using your brain? Because it's obviously fake if you actually rely on a book to help you write music.
Not usually a thesaurus,
Are you
which
using
is why
a MIDI device
No.
or a actual acoustic device to make music? Because obviously
I'm old
one of them is
school.
fake.
Yeah, baby, I'm old school. I am just acoustic guitar and bad
Right.
singing.
I'm not, and when I say you, I don't mean you. I'm just using these rhetorical questions. It's like we've all been through this. And this is, I texted Adam, in fact, yesterday when I was listening to the last episode of No Agenda. At the 1 hour mark, Adam goes on a rant. And it is a great rant. I complimented him for it because it's essentially a rant saying, this new generation, the current youngster generation, is talking about how bad they have it and they'll never own a house and it's hard for them to find jobs. And Adam went through all the 80s shit that we lived through.
Oh, yeah.
And just shrugged off. You listened to it, I'm assuming. He talked about AIDS, talked about all the shit that we had to deal with. Like, we were on the tail end of still having a potential for nuclear war be very high.
There was the draft. There was the Iranian hostage crisis. There was the gas crisis.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening. I remember when gas prices went from like 80 cents to $3. And $3 in 1983 or 80, whatever year that was, $3 is like $12.50 right now.
Well, then there was the time there were lines down the street just to get in to get your 2 gallons of gas or whatever they were rationing out.
Mm-hmm.
No, things have never been as bad as they are today.
Yeah. Yeah. And, houses in the 80s were in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, at least 100,000 if you were buying a new house in a decent neighborhood. The parents of our parents bought houses for $1,200. It's literally a 10x increase in one generation of housing prices.
Yeah, if I'm remembering the number correctly, and I think I am, my parents built the house that I grew up in.
Yeah.
They got it moved in, I think, 1968 or 69. So right before I was born. And it was $35,000.
Yeah.
Which now you can't buy a freaking car for $35,000.
But my point is, your parents bought it for even cheaper. But like the house that I spent most of my childhood in, my parents bought in 81 for $100,000. It was like $105,000 or something.
Well, and you see how they're going up just in that decade.
Yeah. But my point is, like, their parents bought their houses in the 1950s for $1,200. So it was literally a 10x increase, or 8x, if you really want to get technical. But it was almost
for
10x
inflation
in one generation. Like, it was literally the parents of the person that bought a house in the 80s. Their parents bought a house in the late 50s. And that house cost 1/10 as much. So it's always been that way. It's always been hard. There's different things that jump out. Like, I don't think that crime was nearly as rampant in the 80s as it is today. But I'm sure there are people that will say crime in the 60s was not nearly as rampant as there was in the 80s.
Yeah, depending where you are, of course. I mean, there were some, New York was not good in the
80s.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for prostitutes.
Well, I mean,
or you're working for the mob.
You barely had to look. They were all over the place.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
But
dude, my first trip to New York was, I think, in 84.
Yeah, mine too.
And it was Times Square was basically the red light district.
Gene's like, I like this.
It's like hookers galore. You had X-rated movie theaters right on Times Square.
Now it's in your pocket.
now it's just one big ad for usually Chinese products.
But think of how many things these little devices, forget the AI for a minute, even just the phone in your pocket is put out of business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And for everybody that's like, oh, no, we have to stop this. We have to stop this. And a lot of this is now with entertainment and music with the AI. The funniest thing to me is trying to make a case that publicly available art should not be used to train an AI. It's like, why? You want it to, because it might accidentally then spit out something of yours that is under copyright. Then you can sue. So what's the difference in somebody learning? Like, well, everybody can hear it. The song's on the radio. The song's on the internet.
Yeah.
Then people just, as far as the way these systems work, it's like, well, they're looking for patterns. They're not looking for one particular song, or something like that. Although I'll have to look at the style.
It's a stupid argument. I'll just say it's a stupid argument because it's always been kind of frowned upon, but a gray area, but also definitely frowned upon to record concerts.
Yeah, bootlegging, baby. Now it's all over. Right?
Yeah, bootleg. I'm not talking about now. I mean, in the past. And then, but even in the past, like the 80s and 90s, if you take that bootleg recording and then you layer it or stick it as a sample into a synth and then use it in original music, nobody was going to go after you, or if they were going to lose that lawsuit. And we had plenty of those lawsuits end up not being enforced because it's transformative work. That's the whole point of copyright protection, is it allows for transformative work. That's a legitimate way to not be prevented from using something that already exists prior, is to transform it. And what is AI if not transformative work?
Oh, that's absolutely true.
There was a video I sent. I need to stop name dropping here, but he was the guy I sent it to. Was Adam, of a history of the beginning of the song by who is it? The 80s song by D-Light. You remember the band D-Light?
I remember the name. I couldn't tell you what they did, though.
Well, yeah, I think they had one hit is what they did.
They had one track. That was it. They were big.
And the opening notes of that track was a capture of who was it? I don't remember anymore, but it was, I need to reread that post, I think, but it was a capture of like Lucille Ball or something like that. It was like a famous personality on TV. And the song starts with like, something like that, like a little short repeating clip of somebody starting to say a word but never finishing the word, and then the singer kicks in and is singing the song after that. But much like a lot of music from the 80s, it used sampling because sampling was a cool new thing that some people hated and thought it was a horrible thing to do in music, and plenty of other people thought it was great. And you didn't have a whole lot of memory for sampling, so your samples tended to be on the short side.
True. Yeah.
But what they used as a sample was something from a large commercial work by a famous person. But they were able to do it because nobody could recognize it unless you were told where it came from. And that was transformative. So that was the point of the story, is to say that, yeah, this is a transformative work.
Well, I think
that's the way AI is going to get out of all these lawsuits.
For some of them. Now, the one thing I thought was quite interesting, and I'll have to find the track, because I uploaded literally over 100 tracks. There was one of them, no matter what I did, the voice that it was shooting out was Elvis Presley. Like every time there was something in the prompt.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. That's Elvis. I mean, it wasn't even like that kind of sounds like Elvis. So there are things that it's, which is in certain genres.
Oh, yeah. And okay, that's fine. I would argue it's not Elvis. I would argue it's trying to emulate an Elvis impersonator.
True. Right. There's a lot of those, man.
There's a billion of those, not just in this country, even.
Will I have a blue? Get a hubba. How you doing, baby?
Mm-hmm.
But that was when you have an artist like that dominates a genre for a certain period of time. So an AI, trying to do pop music from today, if it doesn't all sound like Taylor Swift, I don't know.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, I saw the video that you had sent, which showed a bunch of these tracks lined up, and they're like the same BPM. They're in the same key.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why the that Australian band that made its name on the "It's All One Song" is so funny. What the hell are they called? Do you know what I'm talking about? The something awesome,
I know the song. I don't remember
something of awesome, the key of awesome, where they basically they start their little musical bit. They're on stage, where one of the three guys says, every pop song ever made uses the same three chords, and they're like, yeah, whatever, dude, and then he starts singing a song and then switches to another song. And then the other two guys start singing songs, and they literally do a song in the same three keys. I think it's called like the 3 notes or 4 notes, something like that. But they do that for like 5 minutes where they're singing 2 bars from 25 different songs.
Well, that's where the melody really comes in, because you can go to a lot of country songs and you're playing the same chord progression.
I found that video, by the way. Just so it wasn't Lucille Ball, it was Zsa Zsa Gabor in Green Acres.
Bop, 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 bop.
So they sampled her opening the window and saying or something like that into the first opening notes in that song. And it's, I'll send you the link, but if you're curious, but if somebody wants to search for it, search for D-Light Groove in the Heart intro loop, and you will get the same search result, I'm sure. But it's fascinating because, this is obviously something from 30 years ago, but sampling was both controversial and getting popular back then.
Yes, and
right now,
legally
you
allowed.
don't even know how much stuff is sampled in music. Like, you don't know how much shit is in the back beats, the stuff that you're not really hearing. Now, some artists, I'm sure, are purists in the sense they don't want anything that might be perceived as not theirs in there. But the other 99% of music creators, they'll be happy to use that.
All started as well with digital audio workstations coming out.
Yeah, DAWs, yeah.
With the drum loops, with the bass lines.
Mm-hmm.
This was all the precursor to letting the machine do it.
Yeah.
This was, you had to pick the bass line rather than the machine, who can recognize patterns, who can find out much quicker what's going to work for what you're doing, and throw that part of music in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that all started years ago with all this digital stuff.
Yeah, we had a bunch of groups, again, going back to the 80s, that effectively, it was a controversy back then as to, well, is it really a music band if they don't have a drummer, if they're using a drum machine?
Right.
Yeah. It is.
Well, now you got motherfuckers on stage at Lollapalooza just with a laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. Just doing sampling and looping. Exactly.
You're like, well, is that music? It's like, well, music is whatever people say it is.
I think music is what you like to listen to. I think that's because there's shit out there that's called music that I don't consider music.
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody's going to like everything.
Right. But the only bit that matters is what I like.
Well, that's what you're going to listen to.
Yeah. So I would say music isn't something that somebody calls music. Music is what you think is music.
The more the AI stuff improves and the vocals are, what would you say, 80% there? Sometimes they're spot on.
I think it's all based on what you compare it to. Compared to an opera singer, not really. Compared to pop music, 95%.
The musician part, the guitars and that, even more so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think most people would ever be able to tell the difference. And
no,
now that you're given control with these services like Suno, and I think there are some other ones as well.
Yeah, there are.
But once you're given control of the stems where you can turn the drums on and off, you can change just the drums. You can turn the bass on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really?
You can do more than on and off. You can transpose this stuff.
Yes. But it's like, how is this any different?
It's not. It's a digital audio workstation. The only difference is there was not a guy hitting keys. It was a computer that is using a pattern.
Yes, which the computer knows much more what the pattern should be.
Yeah, if you're doing popular music.
Now, if you're doing a little bit more avant-garde, then yeah, you're right. You might want something a little bit different.
Yeah, but also, I think what you're getting at, correct me if I'm wrong here, but is that now we've got the finite levels of controls to really genuinely make this an instrument, or at least a digital audio workstation, and not simply, hey, check it out, I can get the computer to come up with music.
Yes, and it's also giving you an instantaneous way nearly. This just coming from image creation, how fast these things will generate the songs is amazing. It is absolutely amazing compared to just doing a simple 1024 by 1024 image.
Yeah.
It is amazing how fast it is.
Now, do you know who Ray Kurzweil is?
The name again sounds familiar, but
So Ray Kurzweil most recently is probably known for life extension stuff. He's a guy that takes, hundreds of different supplements every day.
So I probably heard you talk about him.
Maybe. But also he's the guy whose name is the Kurzweil keyboard, which he was an engineer, inventor, futurist dude that created the Kurzweil brand of instruments back in the 80s, I guess. But it's an 80s show today.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the 1980s. That's when the things were the best. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have AI. We just had to find girls and get laid.
And Ray Kurzweil had created a program that would compose music that was indistinguishable from human music in the again in I think the late 80s. And he had demonstrated this a number of times, but he refused to release it and eventually said that he destroyed it because he thought that this would basically kill off the creative process of humans making music, because it would just generate these symphonic, the difference is it wasn't creating the way Suno does in that it's a final product. It was writing sheet music, like multi-part orchestral sheet music that was, I think, predominantly sort of like, movie music.
Oh yeah.
So stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you give it a you have it create a theme that it's going to generate some music on, and then it spits out a bunch of sheet music for an orchestra to play. And he effectively kept this from potentially making lots and lots of money by publishing it. but he did it as a proof of concept. This brilliant guy, way ahead of his time. I guess he was here at South by Southwest last year. I haven't gone to South by for a while. It's maybe I need to buy a ticket this year. I wonder what they're up to. Back when I first was moving here 15 years ago, I used to go to South by, and the gold tickets were $2,000.
Damn.
It's probably like $5,000 now for a ticket.
Well, yeah, if you want the VIP excitement.
Well, yeah, I think it's the gold ticket just gave you access to any venue anywhere. And there's usually like 30 or 40 venues that are all doing stuff during South by. But they've also had a thing more recently, because I've gotten the emails for locals to essentially get a locals pass. So if your driver's license is in Austin, you can go to a bunch of these events for free.
Ooh. Well, take advantage.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of socialist of them.
Yeah. Well, if you live here, just because we're inconveniencing you by bringing all this stuff in.
But anyway, to round out the thought of the Ray Kurzweil, he's also a big like singularity kind of a guy. And he was on Joe Rogan about a couple years back, and his estimate is that humans will, or I guess to phrase it, AI will achieve human level intelligence, general intelligence, by 2029.
But it has 0 today.
Well, humans have barely 1% of human intelligence, so it's not theoretical human intelligence, it's actual human intelligence.
Yeah, but it still doesn't have intelligence. It's doing pattern matching, and it's doing...
What do you think we're doing?
Yeah, but it's a little bit different, because if you explain something, you understand the reason behind it and can expound upon that, where the AIs can't.
That is literally patterning. I mean, what we're doing... Look, how old are you?
I am 55. 5'5".
Okay, well, you could have just said in your 50s, but whatever.
55.
Give the AI 50 years, and I guarantee you it'll be more human than you are.
Well, yeah, I'll be dead by then.
It'll be more human than you are today.
Except
it's not going to need to take a B12.
No, it's just going to be, I need more electricity, Elon.
Even that, I think, is going to change, because if you follow microprocessor news, there is more and more miniaturization coming. They've hit some hard limits with their current processes at, I think, 4 nanometers or 3 nanometers. But there's, oh God, I'm going to totally say that. I want to say like arsenic gallium, but it's probably not that. It's something else, some new combination of chemicals that's going to allow these things to keep shrinking even further. And of course, the smaller the chip is, the less energy it's going to consume to do the same thing. So you have heat issues as things get smaller, because you're not because they need more power, but because you're fitting more of those things into a smaller size. So they're heating up more, but they're also doing way more processing for the amount of power that you're putting in through them.
Right. More processing.
Like a video card from 10 years ago that was using 300 watt of power did way less work than the current generation video card using 400 watt of power. So it's using more power, but it's doing 10 times the processing for just like 50% more power.
Right. But the question then comes right back to
going.
What is going to happen to the internet when these devices are so efficient, so fast that it can produce, 1 billion social media posts a second, all these videos, all this audio.
Yep.
I mean, does this not just turn the internet into one big bunch of static?
No, it's going to turn it into one big Wikipedia.
Which is a bunch of static.
Which is a bunch of people putting shit in that other people treat as gospel.
We're going to go back to being like...
it's all just opinions. Everything is just an opinion.
the internet's going to go back to Yahoo, where there's actually human curated lists of.
Oh, yeah. So you're absolutely right in that sense. I think human curated lists of AI generated shit will become the human part of the equation. Yes.
We fact
humans
check
won't
this.
be exactly. Do you want human fact checking, or do you want the AI to fact check the humans that are more prone to lie?
Although the AIs learn on the lies, so that's where
is it a lie though?
This is where I've come down on.
It's just alternative facts.
Why there are so many of these YouTubers and social media that a bunch of them have already been proven to being paid by far left sources, and I bet you there's another group that are being paid by far right sources.
Dude, a day doesn't go by where I don't take a screenshot of the location of somebody in either China or India and then post it in response to them arguing for something as though they're American.
Right. But
it's like, we got to get these Jews out of America. They're ruining everything. Okay, thanks, India guy, or Mr. Pakistan,
but
Mr. Singapore.
Talking heads that have millions of people following them, which I know that's probably all fake as well.
The followers are fake and the talking heads are fake.
And I'm like, why do they keep repeating the same lies?
It's all fake and gay, dude. It's all fake and gay.
Yes. Why do they keep repeating the same lies that are easily proven to be lies? Because they know they're just fooling the AIs now. That's it. They just have to get their information into the world so the AIs...
You know what an NPC is, right?
I'm sorry. I sneezed there. What did you say?
I say, well, bless you.
I went for the cough button, but I missed it.
Yeah. It's a very feminine sneeze too.
I was like, whoa, woo.
What I said, do you know what an NPC is?
A non-player character. Is that something
correct.
Like
it's a term from a video game. Non-player characters are essentially the programmed. Some people call them AIs, but I think that's
the red
giving them
shirts.
too much credit.
They're all going to die.
It's basically a non-human character in the video game. And there's a sort of a popular theory of NPC theory, which essentially says that in the real world, not just in video games, the vast majority of people are actually NPCs. Like they don't have the ability to see things.
Well, they don't really affect the world around them either.
No, they don't. And it's not a precise definition of what you have for the NPCs, but essentially they're not real people. They're real biological people, but what they're doing is they're just making up the 90% of the ant hive and just going about their business and doing things, and they're consuming the brands that advertise on TV, whether it's beer or pizza or something else. Like these are the people that are keeping Budweiser in business. These are the people that are keeping Sony Music in business. They're consumers. They're doing the things that the quote unquote average person is doing. And an easy way to think of them is essentially as a non-player character. The key thing being is they're A, the majority of the world's population. B, they act in predictable manner. You can base sales based on those NPCs. And C, I guess what was the third? They had three characteristics. I remember two of those. I don't remember what the third one was. But that if you treat the world as though you're an actual human and then it's populated with predominantly non-player characters, with these predictable, average human, typical human people, everything becomes a lot easier to do because you're not trying to figure out the taste interests of 5 billion people. You just need to figure out what the one taste of the 4.5 billion people of the world is, because it's going to be predictable and it's going to be the same. And the actual people that have differences of opinion and differences of choice, those are the real humans. And you don't even need to bother doing anything with them because it's impossible, because they're actual people with a conscience, whatever you want to call it. So you can think of it from purely a sci-fi sort of a perspective, or you can think of it from a religious perspective. There's a limited number of souls, and there are way more people than there are souls. So not everyone's born with a soul. And the NPCs would be the ones that look like people, but lack the souls.
Soon we're just going to live in a complete Avatar universe where you're not.
Well, we do live in the computer simulation, so I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Like, Elon, reboot!
Right? And that's how you reboot, is you do something that the simulation wasn't designed to do, like going to Mars.
Like,
I think it's funny when Adam keeps talking about the firmament and how we can't go outside the firmament, but in his mind, that's basically the stars drawn on the outside sphere of the Earth, a few 100 miles up above the Earth, and nothing can go in or out. But people that believe in the simulation theory have a version of that that's also part of that theory, in that, whether it's another planet or whether it's the edge of the solar system, is that there is nothing that exists beyond that. It's just simulating the signals that we should see. And that's why we have things that don't make logical sense, or they're not following laws of physics. Because what we're looking at is kind of like that. If you look at the Truman Show, it's kind of like the sky in when he goes boating. I mean, it's all the sky, right? It's all the sky above the city, but it's just a very large sphere around the entire village that he lives in and the harbor that he's at. And if you go far enough, eventually you'll hit a wall. And then you realize that the whole thing is a TV show. It's not, or a simulation.
Fake. Yeah.
It's all fake. It's all fake and gay.
That's exactly it.
I think we have the title for this episode, by the way.
And it's all just fake and gay. It's music too. Everybody's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But
and this is, again, kind of going back and forth between the religious arguments and the more sort of sci-fi type arguments. You can absolutely say that if we were living in a simulation, then it would be much harder for us to know what the outside of that simulation looks like, and we would eventually, at some point, have to attribute the reality as the domain of some creator that created the simulation and gave us a subset of the rules that reality has, or potentially rules that reality doesn't even have. They gave them to us for the simulation that we're in. So it's impossible for us to know what reality is, but there's a God out there that created us and everything that we see and everything that we hear, and everything you can experience as a person that has been created inside the simulation. You can only experience the simulation itself and not the reality that this God lives in.
And now we got information overload. That's where we are in the simulation now.
We're running out of memory, man.
Which is why memory is so expensive. Yeah.
It's exactly.
Oh my God, the pricing on everything has gotten insane.
It's at least quadrupled, but potentially even more. Yeah. This is not a good time to be building a PC.
Everybody's like, just wait for the AI bubble to burst, man. Then you'll have all the cheap memory you want.
I think to some extent that will happen because what's making the memory prices going up is for sure the demand for more memory for AI crap. But also because companies act in ways that focus on profits. And so there's only really 3 companies that make the vast majority of chips that every brand of memory uses.
Yes. Yeah. I saw Linus was talking about that, and it's like, how the
was he?
freak did that even happen?
Consolidation of that's how everything happens. There's only 3 studios that produce music,
and now there's some place out of China that's making the chips, but they're not going to be fully ramped up for like 2 years or something. So
there's a place out of Arizona that's also making the chips that isn't fully ramped up yet either.
Got to ramp these things up, man.
It takes years because I was watching a video on the place in New Mexico. It's either New Mexico or Arizona. I can't remember which. Maybe it's either one of those 2 states. But it's a huge facility from TMC, TCM, TSC. I can't remember the acronym. It's the company out of Taiwan. Taiwan Semiconductor, TSC, TSM.
That sounds right.
Those guys. So they built this huge facility in Arizona, I'm going to say. It's either Arizona or New Mexico. And that is a replica of one of their facilities. They're huge facilities. And they've just had trouble up the wazoo. It's cost way more money because the water in Arizona is not the same water as the water in Taiwan. The air in Arizona is not the same air as the air in Taiwan. The air in Arizona it's inundated with microsilicon particles. AKA sand.
Yeah.
Amazing. There's sand in the air that we breathe up there. It's a dry heat, but you're breathing in
desert.
Sand. You're breathing the sand in as if you live there. That's what's happening. Well, their filtration was accounting for other things and not trying to prevent these silicon little tiny microparticles from coming. So they've had to completely change their filtration to where they basically have multi levels of clean room and air exchange. They're essentially importing like their own air and then releasing it in the building rather than breathing in the air that's coming in from the outside. Same thing with clothing that people are wearing. It's just a dusty ass environment compared to Taiwan, apparently.
Yeah, welcome to the desert.
Mm-hmm.
But these
and I think they built it there with this whole idea that, solar panels are going to power the mass majority of the plant, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Well, that's how the state gave him a grant from having to pay income tax,
But you've seen how quickly what you're like, why does these things need as much memory?
Yeah.
And you look at how many tokens these LLMs can process at a time now.
Mm-hmm.
Like SuperGrok, I threw in a full novel and it was able to ingest that and answer questions about it in a split second.
Did you do a paste or did you upload a Word file?
A doc file.
A doc file, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't let you do HTML. It didn't like those, but a doc file it was okay with.
Okay.
And it was
interesting.
The amount of memory that it takes for this, because here's the other issue with the AI. Early on, if you had a conversation with the AI that lasted,
it'd forget like everything very quickly.
Now it remembers. I don't know if that's good or not, but that's where the memory is needed. It's like, well, we have to be able to go back and continue to reference.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing that you have to remember if you're using SuperGrok to start a new conversation.
Yes.
When your topic is unrelated, because you don't need it keeping all that crap that you've vasted before.
It's the same thing with ChatGPT and for image creation. Never just keep it in one long thread because it will refer back to everything.
It will. Yeah. And it'll be like, well, the statistical difference of the size of women's breasts related to seatbelt. It's like, no. Hold on. That was a different conversation.
That was yesterday.
I'm asking about the Bible today. Hold on.
Yeah, different. Refresh. Get a refresh or your results may vary quite in weird
crank rock.
Right. Well, this is the amount of data that it is bringing in from people, ChatGPT and these other online LLMs. That's why, even though they're not exactly up to date, and some of them you probably don't want them to search the internet, but the local models are great because you don't have to worry about all of your data going to the cloud and them being able to disperse that in ways. But they're just trying to learn what they can sell you.
Dude, the best one, honestly, the smartest guys that did it was Google. Because Google, by releasing Gmail as a free product, has literally decades of material to train their AIs on of private conversations. It's the most, what would be the phrase? The best potential of all the different AIs as far as training data is obviously Google, because the other ones have to make use of some data set somewhere. Google has one of the largest data sets of actual human communication in the history of the planet.
That makes sense.
And if you think they're not using your Gmail for training, you need to have read your terms of service back when you signed up 20 years ago.
That's why they're using their AI to generate your new emails, and nobody will ever write an email to somebody else. It'll all be AI from now on.
It's mostly AIs talking to each other,
which is quite interesting when you really consider that.
I think that will come around full circle, and I can't wait till it happens, because we need all these AIs to have APIs for other AIs.
Yes. Yeah, just keep interacting.
Bypass the humans completely here.
Don't have to worry about anything. It's the world will just run without us.
Well, the world absolutely could run without us. I mean, we're kind of not really necessary.
The one thing I realized late with Suno here was you can just generate a cover without giving it any direction whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because it'll pretty much try to give you another acoustic rendition of it. Like, I didn't even realize that. I was always like, got to give it something. You got to tell it what you want.
No, if you want to do a cover, it's just one click.
Then you can tell it what kind of cover you want.
You're not necessarily going to like that cover, but you've got so many points, you don't need to worry about it.
No, that's why I just used like 5,000 credits the other day creating videos in their little video creating thing for. I
don't think that's quite up to where the music is.
No, I really wasn't understanding exactly why they wanted a little video clip to use as the representation of songs, but I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, I just wanted to use the credits.
Right.
Then coming up with the different personas, that is quite interesting. Now, have you made any money whatsoever? Do you know how many hits have you had? Too soon.
Don't know yet.
How many songs?
Remember, it's 90 days is when they start tracking sales. I mean, they track the sales all the time, but I won't see them for 90 days after the album publishing.
Now, where you? So
it's going to be like another month, I think,
from
at least before
Amazon. Are you expecting the most from Spotify?
I don't know, because again, this is the first time I'm using a publisher. So I have no idea. It's going to be an aggregate. I don't know how much they're going to break down.
Now, have you put all the songs on YouTube? Is there a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's the publisher did. I didn't. So they're all listed as YouTube music shit.
The publisher.
Again, that's the thing. Is it's like this is the first time I'm doing this, not just me doing everything manually. It's the first time I'm just saying, okay, they're getting a percentage of the revenues. I'm getting a percentage of the revenues, but they're doing everything.
So there are just companies out there now that are publishing.
I'll talk to you offline about that. Yeah.
There's this is too hot of a topic to talk about.
Conversation we're gonna have. I'll get you all set up.
This is a value for value podcast that we do here. This unrelenting show, even when everything is indeed fake and gay. We have a few people to thank for today's show who went over to unrelenting.show/donate. Supported the show, wanted more, said more. That's Billy Idol. Is he going to sue me?
Yeah.
And
his AI will.
His Right. Well, Billy Idol will live forever because the AI will never stop.
Billie Eilish. What?
Billy, that was somebody was trying to put a Billy Idol song in, and then there was a typo, and they're like, "Oh, we came up with something completely different." But
Billie Eilish.
Billy Eyelash, yeah. I mean, really, you could come up with a better name, but come on.
I know it is kind of a cheesy name. I think the thing she's got going for her is her eyes. She's got very rare eyes.
She has eyes. Yes, she does.
They're kind of cyan colored. They're like a very light bluish green.
I mean, they're not like Susanna Hoff eyes.
Very, very rare eye genetics.
That's really what a singer relies on, are her eyes.
I think so. It's usually, it's some kind of physical trait because, that's so I thought, wow, she's really creative and shit when I was listening to her music.
And then you realized it was her brother.
watched the video that analyzed this shit and found that, oh, well, both her parents are music producers and her brother's the one that did all the music for her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she just had to show up like an AI and do the vocals.
She was literally created by her parents
and her brother
to be a singer and make millions of dollars. Her brother was created to make music. She was created to be the front man.
Duh.
Yeah.
There are some catchy ones.
They are. And I think her brother is very talented.
That is where the AIs, I don't think, have caught up
I've
yet.
not heard her singing anything difficult ever.
No.
So I can't really say she's a good singer because I've never heard her sing something that requires a good vocal training.
And I don't know
if I'd love to hear her sing the Star Spangled Banner somewhere and see how badly she does that.
Roseanne Barr comes to mind.
I think one of the best singers out there from the sort of pop singer genre, whatever, is Ariana Grande.
Oh, yeah, she has pipes.
She has a classical operatic voice.
Christina Aguilera can sing as well.
She's got a little, I think her control over her voice is not nearly as good, though. Most of these singers, when they belt, they're not holding pitch. They're just belting. And if you listen to a lot of, I watch videos by vocal coaches. That's the thing I watch.
Of course you do.
Of course
Why wouldn't you?
I know.
Like the redhead.
Yes, like the redhead. Yes, exactly. There's actually two redheads that I watch that are vocal coaches. One in the UK, who is the fairy godmother something channel.
No, I watched the other one.
And then the other one's in New York, I think.
I forget what's the name of her channel.
The something voice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk about crazy eyes.
Yeah. But she's a nice lady and she likes octopuses.
And she when the video that she did for the Who's Won't Get Fooled Again was fantastic. Just for her reaction of the microphone twirl.
Oh.
It scared her. Like, what? Like, that's rock and roll, baby. That is rock and roll. But see, people kind of, if you understand music, it helps a little bit before people are like, AI. I don't think any AI has ever written a hit song as of yet. And there's a reason for that. It's not just the marketing, because let's all understand that the record labels don't really care who wrote it, how it was written. They just want the hit. So the fact that there's been no artist, and it could be an AI artist, but it could also just be a human meat bag artist that the record label's like, hey, we've got this great AI that just produced these 10 songs. Go cut these. Have not heard that as of yet.
Voice.
Yes. Yes.
That's the chick.
She does good stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. But one thing, if you start watching some of these vocal coaches, one thing you will realize is that the vast majority of popular singers are not very good.
Well, duh.
Well, duh. Exactly, Billie Eilish.
I mean, you look at the world of popular music, and there have been a few. Raul Malo, who just passed away, Roy Orbison, voices that...
Yeah, Roy had a pretty good voice.
Were above and beyond, were unique. You know, it's not just, oh, you can hit the notes. It's great to hit the notes, but you want to have a little bit of a unique sound. Most of these, which is why I always laughed when, I mean, Taylor Swift and other artists, but Taylor Swift got that a lot when her career started. Like, she can't sing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, there's a bunch of...
Yeah, thanks, John Dvorak.
Very popular artists who just can't
I know exactly
sing.
who you're referring to in that one.
Really, who?
John Dvorak.
Oh, well, people say...
He said that when she first came out.
She can't sing.
He's like, she can't sing. Her parents are just rich and paying for her to get hits. There's nothing here. No, he was very poo-pooing of Taylor Swift and the very first... I think they've talked about how, you know, like, he was totally wrong, but...
because your parents can buy you a certain amount of marketing exposure. That much is true.
Well, but her parents really, the main thing they bought was they moved the family to Nashville so that she could continue her training. That's a pretty big gift.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, you see that all the time in things like NASCAR, where it's like, hey, we live in the wrong area.
She saw what happened to Britney and make sure that she wasn't going to sign off all her shit to her parents.
Well, no, that's smart.
Yeah, because smart. Britney taught a lot of singers, I think, a lot of kids, don't fucking trust your parents. They will steal your shit. And then put you under confinement.
Because that kind of money, nobody can really tell you what somebody's reaction is going to be to having that kind of money thrust into your world. There's a lot of cases of people that win the big lotteries who end up just fucking up their lives entirely. And you're right. In this case, it's like, you don't know what your parents are going to do. Maybe you're not going to be successful at all. Maybe you don't have to worry about that. But if you make $1 billion, well,
it's or even hundreds of millions. Because I was always very suspicious of both Britney's parents and Jessica Simpson's parents. Like, these parents that are pushing their 12-year-olds to, like, be competing in shit.
Yeah.
And just being, you know, super performers. It's just not healthy for a kid. Yeah, I mean, it's great because they're going to make a lot of money if they're actually good. But I just think that you're stealing their childhood, first of all. They don't have a childhood. You know, working for a pedo network like Disney is not a childhood. It's a job with sexual harassment.
Well, it's certainly a job, and most kids, I don't think, there have been
tons of people that have been outed as both pedophiles on Nickelodeon and on Disney.
Well, yeah,
like
Nickelodeon.
People that go into networks where you're predominantly working with kids are not fucking normal. Nobody wants to work with kids if you really ask a human being.
No, you don't want to work with kids.
In the ass.
Kids are animals. You don't want to work with.
Yeah, it's like working with cats. Who the hell wants that? I love cats. Wouldn't want to work with cats.
You know, like, I mean, I need to get a photo shoot with the cat sitting there with the wizard hat. Gene's like, we got AI for that.
I'm going to use AI. Exactly. Yeah. That's what AI is for. It because the real thing is not going to do what you want it to do. I worked with snakes in photo shoots, dude. I had a couple of photo shoots where we had big snakes. And you think of that, it's like, well, it's a totally wild animal. It's not, you know, doesn't think. You can't coach it. You can't teach it. Yeah, but you know what's easy? Snakes like warmth, and naked chicks are warm.
So put them on the chick.
And you put the snake on the chick, and the snake's like, oh, okay. All right. I'm okay here.
You could have just got a heat lamp, Gene.
Yeah, well, we recreated the Britney Spears snake shoot thing years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I've always liked stealing other people's ideas.
The whole world is based upon that.
Exactly. I'm like the original AI.
I mean, the amount of television shows in that which were based on shows from other countries. People have no clue.
God. Yeah. But I think I'm going to make the prediction. I think this is coming. We're going to not just see remakes of existing movies and TV shows. We're going to start seeing remakes of original of shows that have been done before, where the AI is used to simply swap out actors. So it'll be a digitally modified, like,
right.
We'll not only have Star Wars where Solo doesn't shoot first, which everybody knows he did. We're going to have and Star Wars where Bruce Willis is Han Solo.
Hell, you'll have one where Bruce Willis plays every character. It's the one man.
Well, no. Well, that's John Malkovich is what you're thinking of, where he plays every character.
The one man show.
Thank you, John Malkovich. You're welcome, John Malkovich. Uh-huh.
But I
Did
think
you see that movie when it came out, by the way?
Being John Malkovich.
That's the one.
I remember there's something about Cusack in a like room that was way too small or something, like walking through.
It's like the 7.5 floor.
Yes.
It was like a half floor in a building, which was just right for little people.
I remember it being a very trippy movie.
It was one of the movies I saw at the Uptown Theater, which I've talked about, which was the theater that played all the art movies.
Gene was there.
Same place I watched Swingers, same place I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was the theater for stuff you would never see in a mainstream theater, basically.
Yeah, but did you ever meet an Uptown girl?
I did. I met a bunch of them, and I've never liked piercing and tattoos on chicks.
No, I like that's kind of like almost a instantaneous rejection.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no.
It's someone that is making themselves less attractive to challenge you to be attracted to them in spite of the fact that they're attempting to make themselves less attractive. And that usually is a result of a personality issue, usually stemming from daddy didn't love me.
Well, you just do that with massive amounts of barbecue.
Which part?
All of it, really. That
okay.
But we do have.
I'm just saying.
I absolutely true, but I think this stuff is going to be instantaneous. I don't know if this will ever be released, but it'll be like you go to your Amazon Prime or you go to your Netflix and you pull up a movie and you're like, oh, fuck John. No, I don't like this Cusack guy. Put somebody else in. And it'll just create
put Elvis Presley in there
instead.
And have him run a record store.
It'll just recreate everything real time.
Yeah. I mean, dude, video games do this right now. What are you in the video game? You're a character in the movie where you get to rewrite the script as you play the game. And you pick what the character looks like at the beginning of the thing. Like literally your first half hour of gameplay is designing what your character looks like and what kind of shit he has or she has. And this is incidentally why so many guys play as female characters is because
they're gay and fake.
No, because what are you going to be looking at the back of for the next 500 hours?
Wow, you play a lot of video games.
Or some chick.
Yeah.
Whose ass do you want to be staring at? So I would argue you got to be pretty gay to play as a male character as a dude.
You know, your logic is hard to argue.
It's true, though.
It's infallible, I tell you.
If you're playing in the video game where you don't see your character, where you're completely behind the scenes, first person only.
Then you play the dude.
Like for Battlefield 5, you play the dude because why would you want to? But the problem is Battlefield 5 was created by a company that has a bunch of DEI crap And so you cannot play as a white dude when you start the game.
What?
You have to unlock the white dude character model.
Wait,
So
the
you
white
start off
dude's
as a
locked
lesbian
up?
black chick.
That sounds wrong.
Well, it's just the way it's reality because of, persecution of Native American land and everything.
That just seems wrong.
DAI in large video game companies is next gen. It's just like Netflix, same kind of shit.
They're like, we have to be woke. Have they not realized woke is no good now?
That's dead. Woke is so dead, man. Woke is dead as communism. The only place it's still alive is New York City.
Yeah, woo, Ma'am Donnie, baby, woo!
He's in charge. Swore in to do his best on the Holy Quran.
And Michael Rappaport said he's running against him in 4 years. Like, well, where were you this year, dude?
Well, he was in Israel is where he was.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
But Michael Rappaport has probably had the biggest swing from left to right of anybody ever.
Dude, very entertaining.
Super entertaining because he's a character to begin with. He's like this blonde Jewish guy who speaks like a black guy. and New York. And I wouldn't say he's a great actor, but he's been in some movies by both Woody Allen and who's the black guy that did a bunch of New York movies?
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. Yeah, exactly. There's been movies by both those guys.
He was good and Justified too.
Varied actor. He's also in the first season of what's that show about all the vaults? What am I thinking of? The Vault Tech thing.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about. It's a video game, very popular TV show right now.
Oh, so I don't see popular TV shows from today until at least 40 years
Walter
from
Goggins
now.
is in Fallout. He's in Fallout.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you should. Season 2 is currently playing, so you can binge watch season 1. So it's based on the video game, but I think it's very well done. It sets up a very interesting sort of 1950s dystopia. Like, what would the future dystopia look like from the perspective of the 1950s?
I like Walter Goggins. I mean, he's
the main character in that thing, or one of the main characters. But there's also a very cute chick character that you will like in there.
It's on Amazon Prime, Weirdo says.
Yeah.
There's also the internet. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's one and the same for most people, but yeah.
It's just, you can get anything you want. You can download it.
How do you not have Amazon Prime? Do you never order products?
No, I do. I have Amazon Prime, and
I was going to say
we have Amazon. I miss the days when it was all free. I'd laugh now when I get emails from Amazon with the, people want to know, could you rate your product? Could you do a review? Like, fuck you. No. I was a professional reviewer. I was in your top fucking 500,
you pay me
man.
To do a review, goddammit.
Yeah, no shit. I was getting free shit daily.
Yeah. All the time. I know. I didn't do it nearly as much as you did. I did a few reviews back in the probably 15, 20 years ago. And
it was fun to get free stuff daily.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I probably more like weekly in my case, but yeah. And I've still got, like, I think the last stuff that I got for free was about a year and a half ago, but I got very picky on what I would take. I mean, I was like, I did a review of a thermal thingy. I don't even know what you call it, like a thermal sensor thing.
The good old thermal sensor thing.
You know what I'm talking about. It's a thing you hold that shows you the thermals
of yourself, of something else,
of whatever you're pointing it at.
You mean a thermometer?
No, it shows you a picture.
Oh.
Like an infrared
like a
picture.
Heat map.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those thermal sensors I got.
So that way you know if the chicks are really hot.
That's for that I'm pumped. No, I got it for the kitchen, so you can actually see when your pan is at the right temperature before you start cooking on it. And I used to use just an infrared sensor thing on that just showing a laser at one spot and then show you what the temperature of that spot is. But this is way better because this shows you a full image in high resolution, red to yellow to black of the temperatures in whatever you're looking at. I also use it as a thermometer when I get a cold. I just take a picture of myself and look at it.
Like, here's how hot I am. So I'm assuming you saw the video then of the dude comparing the different pans, including a silver pan.
Of course, a solid silver pan is the only way to go.
$4,000. You have two of those?
I'm kidding. Of course I don't.
You got 4 or 5 of those?
That's excessive. That is excessive, man.
Yeah. He said, well, there's $1,600 worth of silver in the...
Yeah.
And it wasn't the best pan, which was great too.
But it's a pretty damn good pan. And here's the thing. It'll never lose value.
Well, the silver will keep up. Yeah.
It'll keep going up. Silver is not... This is not financial advice. But Little Bird told me that there's a new use for silver that is about to sprout big time. So I'm going to predict silver to double this year.
Interesting.
So whatever silver somebody buys, not based on my recommendations, will absolutely double this year.
And the thing that was in that video that made the most sense was what's underneath makes more of a difference.
Yeah.
It's like, those big ass burners. When you walk into a restaurant, the burner isn't only like 30-40% of the pan.
Right.
It's covered, there's flames licking up the sides.
Yeah. Well, this is also why a lot of chefs like using inductive, because it heats up the entire surface.
Yes, and it's equal across the surface.
And you can control the heat very well. Like the home inductive systems are not quite as precise, but the commercial inductive, literally you put in the degrees you want to the 1 degree increment. And the latest thing, I don't know if you've seen this with inductives, is they're using silicon pads. So you have an inductive stove, you have a silicon pad on top of that, and then you put the pan on top of the silicon pad, and the inductive works through the silicon because it's really magnetic. And so you have a pan with boiling water in it, or a pot with boiling water in it, that you can take off the stove, off the silicon pad, put it somewhere else, pull up the silicon pad, and then put your hand on the stove, and you're not going to burn.
That's
where
weird.
It was literally just boiling water.
Well, it's because the energy was going into the pan before it was heating up.
Exactly. Because the stove itself isn't getting hot because the silicon is a pretty good insulator. So the pan was getting hot. The stove was not getting hot. And the silicon between the pan and the stove was keeping the stove itself cool, even though the pan itself was hot. The downside of those is you can't use aluminum pans.
Aluminium.
Yeah, don't work.
It's got to be able to.
Got to have iron.
Yeah, you got to have that conductivity.
Yep.
But did I mention we're a value for value show? I mean, where else do you get this kind of information?
That. Yeah.
Coming in.
Well, probably from AI, I would imagine.
It'll all be wrong, though. That's it.
It would be wrong. I have
to do some comparisons. I mean, if anybody has any good...
silver pans? Send us a silver pan. We'll compare it.
Send the silver pans to me. I'll send them right back. No, I meant on the AIs, because right now I've got the Perplexity, which gives me access to Claude and Gemini. But I've also got SuperGrok, and I've also got ChatGPT.
Yeah. I thought Perplexity had ChatGPT in it as well.
It does.
Okay.
It does. I just keep taking the free year of Perplexity. Yeah. And I still like working in ChatGPT better for like image creation and that. I'll have to see if Perplexity has gotten any better on it. Like, how do we test them out? Get the best one? How do we know which one's the best? We'll figure it out. Everybody's like, AI sucks. Fuck AI, man. It's not just No Agenda that gets that in the troll room. People don't like AI. But they're trying to hold back a hurricane.
Either. They just pick the side randomly.
Because we don't like it. It's ruining music. It's like, no, fucking pop music ruined music a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. if you don't like what pop music is, well, blame Sony. Don't blame AI.
Yeah, remember when they tried to put DRM on it, man? Fuck them. They tried to put DRM on your CD, man.
Yeah, they did. Sony, about every 10 years, attempts to DRM something. Like they were DRMing PlayStation games. They were DRMing music. They were DRMing videos. They're all very concerned about people stealing their shit.
Yeah, to the point of, for those that don't remember, when you would put the CD into your computer to rip it, there was an exe file on the CD that would install pretty much a Trojan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally a Trojan.
On the system to block you from being able to rip their shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable.
It would only play the game if you had the original disc in.
Oh, dude, those are even more nefarious when you would get the pirated version, allegedly. Put disc 3 in.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I don't want discs. Nobody wants discs. Now there are no discs. Now what? Or remember way back?
Well, I'll tell you what it is now is you can't play a lot of games unless you're connected to the internet.
True. It's going to go, are you connected? No. And then it's not going to allow you to play.
So forget about traveling.
Do you remember way back in the day? It was even funnier, which was open up the instruction manual to page 49.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, really? The instruction manual? So if you lost the instruction manual, you could no longer play the game.
So back in the very, very old days, like the days that are way beyond statute of limitations.
Back in the Apple days.
The Apple days. The early Mac days.
Nibbles away.
I had learned how to use the debugger and how to look at program memory and how to change their comparisons of a variety of things they were looking for to the opposite, so that you could enter anything other than the actual code that it was looking for, and it would say, okay, thank you.
Right. Well, that's now what you have to do with all these open source projects that, oh no, it's a face swapping tool. But wait, if there's nudity, we'll refuse.
Yeah.
Now you have to go in and edit the code and just be like, haha, is true.
But that's a lot easier when you can edit fucking Python code, which is what most shit is written in these days. That's open source, which I hate Python.
Well, yeah,
but
now you can edit it with AI, baby.
Well, I guess you could. Yeah, that's a good point. That my dad said the same thing. It's like AI really helps coding.
It does. I've been playing around doing more with the Planet Rage game.
As someone that has been programming since the mid 80s, I absolutely hate that.
PlanetRage.show/game.
The AI will never write the code the way that I write code.
Oh, I'm sure you could rewrite the code in such an eloquent manner.
It is, if you can't write it in one line, you're not doing it right. That's always been my take.
And we may have talked about this because I was doing the exact thing with the coding through the AIs for the Face Fusion, I think it's called. And my favorite was one of the AIs just was like, nope, I'm not going to help you do that because I know what you're trying to do. But the next one, and I think it was ChatGPT, was like, oh, yes, a problem with these checks for nudity is that sometimes they are wrong. And this is obviously what you're running into as a false positive. So let me help you fix your false positive problem.
Yeah. How do you get around this? Exactly.
It's like one of the AI, but this is it. This is where I think like Grok or whatever
Somebody
AI.
should just do nude AI. Like any image you send into it can only be, used if there's no clothes on the person.
But the AIs that say yes to everything are going to get the money because eventually people are going to go, as long as all things are fairly equal with everything else.
Yeah, porn always wins. Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
So ChatGPT and their moral fucking high horse will be the end of OpenAI if Grok goes, nope, I can do that for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Grok is still commercial, but I think the the number of appliances, anything from phones on the high end to just to your fucking mouse that you use or your keyboard itself will have embedded AI in them. And they will be able to, have open source shit put on them. All this stuff is coming. This is why memory is so expensive, is because everything is going to need memory. Shit that you currently don't think has any memory in a few years is going to be running the equivalent of what your PC used to be.
It's got to, so it can monitor everything you do.
Making a prediction on this, so,
And buy silver, but this is not financial advice.
Yeah, buy silver for sure, not financial advice. And is it arsenic gallium? I think somebody check me on that. I think that's what the new chip stuff is going to be coming out. And then if that's the case, just start buying arsenic futures.
We are a value for value show coming in first today with a paper check in hand. Sir Canebrake came in with $50.
Woohoo!
And a nice letter about taking money in other ways and all that. And he sent in some for the...
Oh, is he using our non-advice to make money? Is that what he's giving a little taste?
I don't know. We can appreciate it. He also sent in one for the rock and roll pre-show and for random thoughts. So,
oh, well, he didn't have to do that. But thanks anyway.
But nothing for Planet Rage yet. So he listens to Unrelenting, but not Planet Rage. He might be the
so
one
he's
guy.
A human with normal hearing. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because Larry talks so he gets it really down there low. And then,
hey, you know who else is talking like that now?
Ben.
Yeah, fucking dude named Ben.
Is he trying that? He's trying to be Larry?
He bought a new preamp thing, which he kind of reviewed on the last episode. He bought the one from the Australian company, what the hell are they called? I'm seriously blanking.
Is Ampex Australian? Rode. Okay.
So he bought the little Rode, the one that's actually perfect for podcasting. So unlike the big ass Rode that first came out, the Rodecaster, which had 4 microphone jacks in it, 4 preamps, and take half your desk space. Nobody needs that for podcasts, frankly.
No, way
and
too
so
much.
then they came out with a 2 mic version that was more compact. Well,
Yes.
Ben got the 1 mic version.
Oh, there is a 1 mic version now?
There's a 1 mic version but it also has a video digitizer. So it's meant for streamers. It's the Rode Streamcaster or whatever, something like that. So, and it's great because if you're streaming, you don't need 2 freaking mics. You got 1 mic, but you do want usually a camera in the corner. And so it's made for that. It's half the price of the big one. And it does video, but only 1 mic. So he got that. And then he set it up. And then he turned on the big bottom.
Oh, yeah, baby. I love the big bottom. I'm running right here.
As soon as we tested it, I'm like, God, you sound different. What is up? I wouldn't necessarily say it's better, but it's definitely different. You don't sound like you sounded on the Motu at all.
What do you mean, Gene? I don't understand what you're saying.
That's about what he sounded like. And then finally, on the second episode we recorded with it, he's like, oh, yeah, I got the big bottom on. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Of course, that's what it is.
Yeah, but I blame Adam Curry. That was on his gear list when I first started looking for podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how I wound up with the big bottom.
And I bought the full rack mount, the last of the analog versions of that thing.
I've got
for
$1,000. Well, you have the whole channel strip that we've never gotten.
Yeah, the channel strip. That's what I'm talking about. So I bought that. And that thing, although it hasn't worked for years because the power supply died, and I've never actually tried to replace it. And
there has to be somebody listening that works with electronics. Come on, somebody. Can you fix?
Oh, I guarantee you it's the power supply because it happened right after a power outage thing.
Oh, brownout.
And all of a sudden they just wouldn't turn on anymore.
And it's an internal one, unlike most of them, which give you the out. That's where you're like, oh, Jude, why is that internal? It's nice until it's not.
And of course, the company doesn't exist anymore because Rode bought them.
Right.
So that for years, there's no way to even service this. So this would have to be what I really should have done years ago and may still do is just put it up on eBay and there's got to be somebody that really wants one of these things that is willing to figure out how to fix it
Yeah,
and
but
I
you'll
would still
get
make some
ganked
money
even
back.
if you put for parts only. People can still come back with, that didn't work.
Dude, Motus, the ones that we have, the one that I have, the same one Ben's got. I think you and I have slightly different models, but the one I got, still going for $600 15 years later after it came out.
Good stuff.
On eBay. On eBay for used, it's still $600.
So
anyway,
unique.
Ben got this thing. It appears like it's working well. It adds the big bottom. It's got certainly a very good preamp for the mic. His mic sounds good. And he's using the RE320. And so I think if he has no issues at all with it for 2 or 3 months, I may pick one of those up and sell the Motu as well.
Oh,
because the Motu was always overkill. It's 24 channels.
Yeah, baby. But
the only reason that I got the Motu is because it had, 2 reasons. One, it had super clean preamps. That's one of its characteristics. So for voice, you really need super clean preamps a lot more than you do for music. Because in music, you have a lot more sounds and shit all happening at once. When you're doing voice, it's really important for it to pick up a clean, really non-muddy vocal track.
Yeah, but now you're a professional musician too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not, you know what? I can't say that because I've never made money with music. I made money with art. I've made money with photography. I made money with a lot of things, but I've never made money on music. And now, as soon as I get paid for my songs, then I'll be a professional musician.
I thought somebody pointed out in the troll room once that they bought one of the albums on.
Oh, yeah. No, people have, but I haven't received that money. Oh, that's my point.
Your publisher got you.
It's a 3-month delay before you get paid. Before I make my 32 cents a song,
right?
I gotta wait for 3 months.
And then we had Weenie Wawa coming in with $10.80. That's monthly. Thank you.
Very good.
Kevin
Monthlies
Seifert.
Are always good.
Kevin Seifert, $5. That's monthly as well.
That's good. Yep.
The $2.50 per show, and there were 2 because we didn't have one last week. From the UK, Scott Codswallop. We need to do like the big like reverb kind of a thing going. Mark Hodger coming in with his $3.33 per show. That dude is awesome. And then CSB came in with $35.15, which is right about $3, I think. The sats look like they're going up today.
The guy who keeps threatening to never send any money.
I know. And then until
every month he threatens that.
When he's like, oh, Darren didn't read my, and I'm like, it's right here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I did not know there was
Darren,
show.
You're the worst person on the planet. I hate your guts so much. You're absolutely a total shit for not reading my thing.
Yes, and then you're like, oh, I read it here. Oh, sorry. Got to go. I like that he's using a voice changer now. The AI is doing something good for CSB.
Oh, okay, good.
And it sounds, it's really, it changes the voice enough. It's not just like it's playing around with the actual, you can't undo it, is because the AI is kind of real time, but it's keeping his accent, which is very trippy.
Okay.
He says you can search for AI Arch Wizard on YouTube and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
He has a new video on agentic AI and agent mode dropped only 2 days ago. Don't miss it. Well, yo, CSB, we'll tell him, go search for AI Arch Wizard. It's Lady Vox doing the talking, but CSB provides the info. Which is
an interesting AI name, for sure.
She wishes, if you could just, she has a great voice. She's one that could just, if you could get into 11 Labs.
Well, yeah. People that do voices.
Now, does 11 Labs do this yet, where if you're a voice actor, I think they do, right? You can go in, program your voice, then let other people pay to use your voice.
Yeah. You can sell your voice.
That's fantastic. Sell your voice while you can, CSB.
And you could make more money doing that than the person whose voice became Siri.
Which is sad, because I didn't get nothing.
She got paid like $600 for that voice.
Got paid spot. Just
it was and it wasn't Apple. I mean, it was some other company that was doing this early on, basically paying for digitizing voices, and then Apple just bought the rights to it the exclusive rights from that company for God knows how many millions.
More than you'd want to believe.
This woman made $600 and has her voice. I guess that's a consolation, is that your phone talks in your own voice.
True. And there was 100 from anonymous Satoshis. And that wraps it up.
I was going to say $100 anonymously. We'll take it.
Satoshis.
That's not even a penny.
It's not $1.
90,000 right now for.
Go
Bitcoin.
On over to unrelenting.show/donate and keep the show alive. You never know what you're going to get.
I also, not financial advice, but I dumped all my NVIDIA stock.
Well, so you think they have reached the top of the heap?
Yeah, I think they've peaked.
The only place to go is down.
Not to say that they won't do something else later in the year, but for now, I've cashed out. I made, I think, 47% profit since last year. And
really, somebody needs to be able to jump in and produce a competing product, which is the strangest thing for me with all of this AI stuff overall, is that NVIDIA is so far ahead that their architecture is what everything is based upon. Not everything, most things. But if somebody like Apple can come up with a competing product, then...
Yeah, Apple isn't going to do shit. Apple's licensing ChatGPT.
Well, that has nothing to do with NVIDIA. Apple is working towards their GPUs being way more friendly for the AI.
As far as the use of the chip? Yeah.
Which is...
That's true.
This is where NVIDIA would really... Once there's a competitor...
So here's the thing. AMD has purposefully stayed out of that game for the most part. They got some high-end products that are specifically made for that cost thousands of dollars. But for the most part, they've stayed out of it. They kept the video cards for the gamers and not for AI generation. But they did something recently, which is kind of interesting, and I think is going to be an indicator of their move in the right direction. So I might pick up some NVIDIA or some AMD stock out of this. But they're starting to do unified memory architecture like Apple. So even though your RAM now costs 4 times as much,
right,
you could potentially fill up your your motherboard with a terabyte of RAM, 1,000 gigs, and have a much bigger AI set in memory than what you could do with an NVIDIA card.
Well, yeah, that is the biggest when it comes to the commercial or the consumer version.
And how much? I always forget how much RAM your studio has.
This one has 128.
Okay, 128. Which would you say that's like the bare minimum you would recommend to anybody?
If you want to
do AI,
like the LLMs and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get the crazy one with 512 is their maximum. Now, what the next one? It might be a terabyte for but larger is better. It definitely speeds things up. It makes everything happier.
Yeah.
But it's still only for working in the text kind of realm. If you want to do video or photo, that's still NVIDIA. It's hilarious, but yeah, an NVIDIA card with 24 gig of RAM is going to kick the ass of a machine, even with the 512, because it's a completely different architecture. So where you get multiple cards and you put them together. It'll create podcast real time for you.
I don't think that requires anything as complex as an NVIDIA card.
No.
Creating podcasts is freaking easy, man. The stuff I used to use, it's not Discord, it's Dis something. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I forget the name. I've never used it.
The online auto editing tool that Descript. Yeah. So, which they've moved in the video direction big time. But Descript was doing that 6 years ago, where you could sample your own voice and it could generate it. And Descript, when you did recording, it would do the transcription in real time, if you're recording inside the studio.
Yeah, Mac Whisper will do that.
But like years ago, like 5 years ago, it was doing that shit. So I don't know if they've really kept up. Everybody else has kind of moved forward, but they were definitely one of the pioneers in this whole voice space, of voice analysis, voice regeneration.
Well, I like the text-to-speech stuff. Good. I really should just create a website offering hourly rates on AI art creation, AI text-to-speech. I mean, all of this stuff is fairly easy once you know what you're doing, and a lot of people just don't.
It's a learning curve. This has always been the issue, in my opinion, with all the AI photo shit initially, and then video, is that it requires two completely separate skill sets. It requires the video and or photography editing skill set, and it requires you to know Linux and
something Python.
Yeah, the language. I'm blanking out what all this shit's Python. So it requires knowledge of Python, knowledge of Linux, and then the knowledge of whatever the hell you're trying to actually do, whether it's text, voice, or audio or video. And I think that makes it kind of limited to enthusiasts only, because anyone doing video professionally is not going to know Python and Linux.
No. And they're all the ones that are going to be out of a job as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is like, apparently, according to people, I'm not doing this, but according to plenty of people, including my dad, AI is really good at writing code.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let me write a video game that's functional, and I've never written any code in Python at all.
That's hilarious.
It's fun. So give that a try.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be, goddammit.
And then download Gene's album on LimeWire, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, exactly. Download.